Hello, everybody. Welcome to another informative episode of Entertainment Business with James Silas. Today, I'll be talking about producer and artist splits in terms of how do producers earn from the work or from the production for a song or album. And I've met a couple of people who are wondering or who have asked, like, when do they just pay the producer and that's the end of it? Well, it depends. But we're going to dive into this right away. First of all, a music producer is like the manager of a song or album. You see, the same way you have a manager who makes sure that the artist is on point and doing what they need to do, or make sure that they're available when they are needed and all of that, and make sure that the artist actually looks good every time to his fans or even for his work. That's the same way the producer's work is to make sure that a song sounds nice or a song is palatable for the consuming listeners, if you get and catch my drift. So they are responsible for making sure the recording sounds and feels good and that the final product is of standard quality. That's quality where you really want to listen and you enjoy the music. And they often give advice to musicians and make sure that the sound engineer is on point with mixing and they're mixing and mastering. You know what I'm saying? So they have to also make sure, because they have to not just producing the song and then going to sleep. They have to make sure that the song, the end product, is of good quality. Now, they pretty much oversee all the details from the song album, like every other detail that needs to be. It's very important that you understand that it is their job to make sure that the final song is on point, because what you hear at the end of the day is probably their name tag, and nobody thinks about the mix and mastering. Nobody thinks about who mastered the song, who mixed. No, you just look at who is the producer of the song and they point at the producer. So, which is why it's important for them to make sure that everything goes well from start to finish. So, how are producers paid for their work? More often than not, they receive points. What are these points that we're talking about? I will explain. But before that, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of the juicy tips or gems that I'll be dropping and sharing as the day goes by. Alright. Moving on. Some producers are paid a flat fee or an advance, if you put it like that, an advance for their beats or music production. But many are paid in royalties or points, and some get both actually. So you're gonna pay them like an advance, and still they get points or royalties from the song that they've produced. Producer points are sometimes referred to as album points, producer percentage, or royalties. It is a percentage of revenues earned by the song or album. 1 point is equal to 1%, and points can be awarded in various ways. Like, they might be paid from the entire album or from just the song that they produce. For example, the producer might get 3 points for or 3% of the royalties on an album. Do you understand? Like what the album earned, they get 3% of that earnings. And then the points can also be paid per song, so that if they produce like maybe one song or whatever, they get a point, or they get whatever it is that they bargained based on that one song that they produced on that album. So if the producer gets 2 points on 5 songs on an album that includes like 10 songs, it will mean that the producer will get 5/10 of 2% of the royalties earned by that album. Do you understand? If the producer gets 2 points, or maybe they bargained and he'll be getting 2 points on 5 songs that he produced on an album that includes 10 songs in total, he will get 5/10 of 2% of the royalties earned on that album. Now, let's be clear. You need to understand that not every producer receives a point for the work they've done. Somehow, some way, that's how it ends up like that. We have situations like that. And the amount of points awarded for an album might range from 1 point to 5 points. Some can even be more. It depends on the producer's value on the project, as well as their experience, knowledge, and ability to negotiate. If you don't have to negotiate as a producer, if you are not informed, sorry, they'll pay you an advance and that's it. You will not even hear or even know anything else about that project, even if the song becomes a global hit. In fact, before you wake up, it might take a very long time before you catch up with that kind of information. So trust me, if I'm saying subscribe to this channel, and you'll be getting knowledge, things you can jot down. Now, consider how much it would cost to have somebody, collaborate with a producer like Don Jazzy, for instance, who is vast, who is well informed, Cobams or SARS, people that these top ones that you've heard, and a couple of others ones in on that level. They're not going to be as easy or as cheap as the random producer you have down your street now. Do you understand? These ones are informed. They know about mechanical. They know everything. But as time goes on, we going further into different other aspects of earnings or the entertainment business or music business for you to know more. Do you understand? So, but moving on, really, some deals are set up so that when an album reaches a specific sales milestone, the producer gets more points. Majority of producers ask for points. These days everybody's they are woke. People know, but it will be very rare for you to see a producer who doesn't even know about how they're supposed to earn from a record. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, while 3 or 5 points may not seem like much. When you say, "Oh, I want 3 points, I want 2 points," or maybe even sometimes you think that it is. Small. What's there? 2 points, 5%. What's there? You know, I'm not saying. I'm just talking about based on what has been agreed between you, the producer, and the artist. And sometimes, I'm just saying that you look at 3 points and say it's small, but guy, these can add up to impressionable amount when it comes to an album that's become a monster hit. Like when the album becomes a hit, even if a song from that album becomes a hit that impacts on the album, trust me, you're going to make a lot of money based on logistics, if you catch my drift. Points are sometimes awarded based on the album's dealer's price, and other times they are awarded based on the retail price. They may be paid on publicized price to dealers, but they are typically paid on the suggested retail list price, which is an estimate of what most retailers will charge for the record. Consider this to be the product's wholesale cost. It goes without saying that the base can significantly affect the producer's income. Your best bet when negotiating a contract for yourself as a producer is to aim for the suggested retail list price percentage. You understand what I'm saying? Not that it's way. When they sell as wholesale to the what's it called, to the distributors or whatever, you request for that final retail price that you'll be selling to the individuals. And this all depends on your knowledge and your bargaining power. Agreements where artists' real earnings instead of the label's earnings is becoming a norm in terms of negotiation. So producers want to benefit from the final product given or whatever is given to the artist as their own split concern. Do you understand what I'm saying? But since the artist already receives a portion of the label's earning, this percentage might be much more than a few points, if you catch my drift. So it's better I'm going for the final earnings than just what has been filtered from the top. Now, take note. Songwriting credits are not the same as points, so it's a different ballgame entirely. They are not the same as points. Occasionally, a producer will assist in modifying an already written song, as in they will touch it, they will re-edit, they will change a few things in crafting in what from what has been given to them, and from that ground, based on that perspective, negotiation can change. Do you understand what I'm saying? It can change because they have to do this to help actualize or convey the intent of the record. So don't be surprised if your producer decides to say, "Oh no, I don't think the way you went about this, or this lyrics here, or this what you said here needs to be changed to this," or they will advise you basically, like I said earlier. So, but when that happens, sometimes it's not for free. In this instance, the producer might be eligible for bonus points. So, which is for their contribution. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because it's already once they start, even if it's and plus that they said, it's already a contribution to the writing on that particular project. So songwriting credits in terms of co-writer or whatever might be awarded, and sometimes even more money or more points can be awarded for that significant or that simple change. So don't assume that you'll be doing it for free, just in case you find yourself in that situation. All right. Now back to you, Mr. Producer. Before you strike the first chord in that your beat creation, before you record anything, can you make sure that the terms pertaining to the points are outlined in a signed and dated agreement? It is very important because we need to know what we have agreed on before we start working together. The deal can, this is your deal. I'm talking about the agreement can cover the whole record or simply the masters. So it depends on your negotiation power. Like I said before, all of these important terms and more can be articulated in the production split agreement. So no matter the detail, no matter what it is that you are concerned about, you can have all of this conversation and out itemize it, or articulate it on the agreement. Last, we have said this over and over again. If you can go back to the past things, that when I said before you go into the entertainment or music business or start recording your first song, it's important that you get an entertainment lawyer who understands the fundamentals and the nitty-gritty of music business and agreement, so that once the matter arises, they're able to help you look at it, they're able to help you analyze, they're able to help you give you suggestions as per what will help you, or what will save you, or what will actually not get you into trouble in the long run. So it makes the whole process easy for you. Now, till I come your way again, guys, please subscribe, share, like, and for more insightful episodes like this, it's important, and make sure you share it with your friend, because so that they get small. This tiny information I've just given you now can save your music career. So the only way you can say thank you is by subscribing and looking out for more interesting episode on entertainment business with James Silas. Bye bye.